Speaking of talking with the people, here we are, folks.
Howdy.
Yesterday, after our show, I happened to go and look on my YouTube channel again, and guess what I found? I found BTC and JC. They were doing a show in Los Angeles.
Who is BTC and JC?
Brian Tyler Cohen and Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, okay.
They had a show that they were doing, and they had a huge audience out there that they want to talk to about Prop 50 and a bunch of other stuff. And JC has become very, very, very popular out there in the media world. I mean, very, very, very popular. She is a sought after um, person and stuff, and everything, guests and visitors and stuff on any show that she wants to go to. And I know she can pick and choose wherever she wants to go. She's very good at what she does. And yesterday and stuff, that show and stuff showed it. She's very good at what she does, explaining to people what's going on out there, explaining to people about what's going on with democracy, explaining to people and stuff what the Democrats and stuff finds it very hard to tell common people out there. And she said something and stuff that was very profound, that even though she is being looked at and dogged out and people are talking about her in a negative manner, she is not afraid to go into hostile environments. And usually she says when she goes into hostile environments, when she comes out, people usually clap and give her a nice standing ovation because they'll tell her, they say, we thought you was a monster, but we find out you aren't. She's very good at what she does. Very articulate about how she explains things. She gives people more of detailed view of what's going on. Some of the things and stuff, Ted, that we be talking about. Why aren't the Democrats out there telling people what the heck is going on? You have to tell the people what's going on and explain it to them in layman's terms and explain it to them in a way that they understand. And sometimes how you explain to one group is not the same way you explain to another group. Some people want a history of what's going on. Some people out there want to have that human involvement and stuff in it. What is going on in Congress and stuff that we need to be looking at, and why are the Democrats doing what they're doing? She spoke about the shutdown and what's going on with that, and that they are aware that there are people who are losing their jobs. They are aware that this monster, this evil person and stuff's in the White House is doing things unconventionally. They're aware and stuff that what's going on out there with uh, them telling people that, well, we're working on health care. And the fact that the Speaker of the House says, yes, we are working on health care. We are putting this stuff into the big beautiful bill. But if you look at and read the big beautiful bill, Ted, they are doing something about it. They're reducing the cost. But when they went back and looked at what they're doing and how it looks, it's only reducing the cost maybe about 1%. But according to them, we're working on healthcare. We're reducing your costs. You can't say he's lying because they are. It's going down over a 5-year period of time. It's only going to come down point some percent. But that's what they're saying, that they're reducing the cost. But in essence, they really aren't. We all know that people's health care bill from the Affordable Care Act is coming out in a couple of days. Some people have already getting these bills and some people will not get them until November. But they get the health care going up. Anybody who's on the Affordable Care Act exchange, their bills are going up. Over 20 some million people's bills are going up, and another 10 million and stuff after next year. Additional 10 million bills are going to go up. That's what's going on. But they're lying to us. They're telling us this, they're telling us that.
Well, we already know that.
Yeah, I know. And she also mentioned to the audience about Prop 50 in California. She also noticed about how the administration now are attacking all these blue states, blue cities. He also mentioned about the fact that people are sitting back and saying, well, it's not going to hurt me. But she mentioned to them and said, if they're coming after these people, what makes you think that they aren't going to come after you next? And it's showing up right now. They're in Chicago, Ted. They're picking up black folks and arresting them. There's several black folks that they picked up off the street. And the people tell them, I'm an American citizen. My parents have been here. My grandparents were born here. And they don't listen to them. They just lock them up. They put handcuffs on them and leave them and lock them up. They want people to shut up. They want everybody to shut up and not tell them what the hell to do. They're trying to stop these folks. And eventually, once they get all the brown folks out of here, they're going to start coming for us folks. It's a known fact. They're coming for us.
Well, that might be a fact, to a certain degree. However, I'm going to say this. I'm a genius. I say that very humbly. Why do I say that? Over the years, we've been talking about China. We've been talking about Walmart. We've been talking about Microsoft. We've been talking about Amazon. We've been talking about Apple and all these companies. And there right now is a big war. We've been talking about it for the last few days. Of these Earth products. Come to find out, China got 90% of those Earth products in the world. And it just goes to show you how stupid, and I'm going to say the whole government is. Now, they thought that they was going to win China because we infiltrated their country with all our corporations so that they can survive. Because, like I told you, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, China was doing real bad. We propped up their economy. So now we get what we get. And they, like I say, they have a 500-year goal. They put millions of people, their people, to get educated in the IT world. We talked about that yesterday. Come to find out, I shortchanged them. I thought it was like 5.5 million engineers. It's more like pretty close to 7 to 10 million engineers. And we're nowhere close to that. And these people were making videos. Most of them, they was making videos, trying to make money and everything and games and all that, which they was doing pretty good because a lot of them made a lot of money on it, selling to the American people and all that. However, they boss, they king, they prime minister, they president X said almost 10 years ago, told him, said, I want y'all to stop doing this and I want you to focus on other stuff that we need. So they start, at first he thought that when he first mentioned it to him, they thought he was, blah, blah, blah. But he's an authoritarian. And he made those people gear up for all the things that they needed technology wise. You mentioned a lot of it. Now they are so far ahead of us, and we have things that they want. Now, I've been listening to Bassett this morning. He was on TV, he was on the Business Channel, and he was just everything. 70% of the stuff he was saying was political. Political here. Talk about China's in a bad shape. Oh yeah, I already mentioned that. They got about 600 to 700 million people that's living very lowly, but that other 600 or 700 million people are living large. They're educated. They're making money. Now, we mentioned this before, and you corrected me, and rightfully so, because I went back and got my research, did my research. But I know that Apple was trying to ease out of China to India. And they're trying to do it very slowly. But X said, if you leave, you're going to be in trouble.
Absolutely. They will owe them in excess of a couple of $1 trillion that they have
Yeah,
to pay them
that's
if they
exactly right.
decide to leave. They have
So,
to pay them. They are contractually uh, have to pay them all that money, and they know that they're not going to leave. And
and the
also the
same
fact,
thing
and also the
with
fact is
Walmart
that,
and all these
yeah,
other companies that's
yeah,
over there.
and also the fact that they understand along with that that they can't get the innovation in India. They can get the manpower, but they can't get the innovation that they have gotten
Right,
out of China, because
right,
China has so many engineers that, like you
right.
just said, when they got a problem, they throw these engineers at it. So this is what we're going to work on, and they throw the engineers at them, and they solve their problem.
There you go.
That's how
Now,
they do it.
what am I saying all this is? Because we didn't talked about all this before.
Well,
Here's my scheme, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think Trump, he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit about those earth goods. He don't give a shit. His thing is, and I'm just, it might be out there, but I think he wants to be the first person to have a Trump Tower out there in China.
that'll never happen.
Wait a minute. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that the reason why he playing with China, he ain't playing with China to try to negotiate and do the right thing. He's playing with China so that he can get in. Now, if you remember years ago when he was first president, where was his stuff being made? In China. Where did his daughter have all of those different products that were made for his daughter? She had all kinds of trade deals with China. He had to pay something like almost a $500 million in taxes to China.
He will
I'm
never
telling
get
you.
in. China is not going to let him have that. They're not going to get that
Well,
to him.
well, that's your opinion, but what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is that is his ultimate goal is to have a big Trump Tower in China, and that's where he's trying to reach.
That's not going
Just
to
like he
happen.
won't. I'm telling you,
It's not
this
going to happen.
he wants one. He wants one in Russia, and he wants one in China.
It's not going to happen. Zhao is not going to let him do that. As long as he's the president, he is not going to let him do that. Now, if he doesn't, if they take him out or they have a coup to get him out of there, it might happen. But as long as Zhao Jinping is there, he is not going to let him do that. That is not
Okay,
going to happen.
you express that, but what I'm trying to tell you is that's my speculation, that's my interpretation of what I'm
I
thinking
think,
that his
yeah,
goal is. And
I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that. He thinks that he can do that. I think that he's trying to do what he is
he's
doing.
trying
He's
to
trying to. He's
he playing the
he's
game.
he's trying to
Trump is playing the
amass.
game.
He's trying to amass a fortune. He is trying to amass a fortune, and he wants to amass that fortune before he leaves this earth.
I don't think that fortune is that important to him.
Yeah, it is. He wants that money. He wants to amass a fortune. He wants to be one of the richest men in the world. That's what his thing is.
Well, okay, all right. Now, here's the thing, though. What I'm saying is that when you look at the Trump family, you have to look at the tentacles that they're out there doing and everything that they're doing. So it's a lot of things that they're doing. True, a lot of it is for money, and a lot of it is for prestige and branding. And that's what I think this is what all about. He wants to brand his name all over the world. And that's his ultimate goal. To get as many Trump towers as he can. And I think that's his whole thing. Wherever you go, there's gonna be a Trump tower. And I think his main goal, Russia, he's been trying to get a Trump tower in Russia for the last 30, 40 years. He's been trying to, and now he's working on China. I mean, he got a golf course. He just made a deal of a golf course over there in Saudi Arabia.
Well, that's Saudi Arabia. They're not China. You have to under. I've been studying
I
them folks over
understand
there.
that. I understand all
I've been
that.
studying them people for a while now,
I understand all
and
that.
and they are totally different than Saudi Arabia, Qatar,
But
and all them other
that's not the
Middle
point I'm
East.
making. The
Yeah,
point I'm
all the
making
Middle East
is
folks. Their fortunes and stuff comes from people like Trump. That's how their fortunes are amassed. China's fortune and stuff has not come from dealing with Trump. When Trump, his
whose
first
fortune
term,
come. Who are you talking
in
about? Fortune come
in
from where?
in Trump's first term, Zhao came over here and visited him because he thought that he could get some things and stuff from Trump. When he came over here, he had expectations very, very high. And at that point in time, I think he probably could have been able to convince him to put one in there. But after what Trump did to him, Zhao is not going to ever deal with him anymore. He is never going to meet with him.
Well, the Saudi Arabia. The reason why the Saudis and all of them over there, they got oil, bro. And then they made.
Oil is the diminishing entity and stuff right now.
No, it's not.
Fossil
They
fuel is
don't. They don't
diminishing.
even. The thing is, they got the second largest oil company in the world.
They can have all the oil they want.
Now, the point.
There's a diminishing return because if you look at where Saudi's fortunes are
That's
coming
not the
from,
point I'm trying to make
along with
here.
Dubai, there's no longer they don't depend on
I
oil
already know
anymore.
that. That's not the issue I'm trying to make. What I'm saying
Well,
is
that's the issue
when
that you sound
oil.
like you're making.
No, it's not. If you
It
listen
sounds
and
like
wait
that's
till I
what you're
finish
doing.
my comment. Now, what I'm saying is that's how they made their money. Now, what I'm saying is they have invested all over the world, and especially in the United States. They have millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars invested in these major corporations.
And that's where their money is going to, not in oil. They don't care
Well,
about the oil.
now, yeah. But what I'm saying is when they make their money in oil, so they don't have to be concerned about they sell a little bit of oil, they may do 10 million a day or something like that, but they ain't trying to push it no more like they used to. But what I'm
Well,
saying is they have invested their money in all over the world. Now the next step is what is happening now is that these people got so much money over there. Now they're gonna buoy up Eastern Europe. in their businesses so that they can own them, these corporations. That's the next step that they're trying to do. Because United States right now, we are not doing any IPOs. There are no new businesses being created. Now there's some small up and coming companies, but a lot of these people now they invested in tech now. They're trying to be the next big thing now. But the point is that a lot of these companies now that's over in Europe, they're looking for investors so that they can buoy up their plants and manufacturing. And that's where they're gonna start putting their money in now. Because the United States didn't hit a road, bro. We didn't hit a road. And at any time it can possibly be a bubble can come about. So that's my take on all that. But I'll tell you what the biggest story today is, and nobody's talking about it. Supreme Court. They had that case, bro, on the voting rights and redistricting.
Well,
Lord,
they
Lord,
they
bro.
they've already gutted the Voting Rights Act. So anything else that they do right now, it's not going to hurt it as bad as what the first thing they did when they made those rulings and stuff and everything 3 years ago. They gutted the Voting Rights Act.
Well,
After that,
this is the last section of it, and if they gut that, then there is no more redistricting or no more. The whole purpose, the reason why they had the voting rights is that the black folks, we black people, wasn't getting represented. So therefore, they wanted to redistrict where black people can have representation. And this is what this guy's arguing about is that it's based on race when they redistrict. Well, that was the whole concept of voting rights. And so
but
now,
what they're doing right now does not matter a whole heck of a lot for voting. It does not. It's not. If I'm looking at it, and I've been dealing with voting for a long time, what they're doing now, it's not going. It's not hurting us as bad as what happened the first time. It's not. Whatever they're doing now, I don't think that anybody is really actually watching what the heck is going on, and they really actually concerned about what the heck is happening in the Supreme Court with that law that found out with that the people filed down in Louisiana. They're not even concerned about that. They can vote however they want, and I don't think it's going to cause any big uprising. I don't think anybody's going to say a whole heck of a lot about it.
but but wait a minute, now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we just have Texas just draw up a map where they cut the black community and
Yep,
now it's going to make it one representative instead of two?
you're going to make it two instead of four.
Right. So there you go.
Right.
So that means less representation.
Not necessarily. You listen to what those representatives and stuff who are in Texas and stuff are saying. Yes, they upset about it, but you'll find that there are some Republican representatives and stuff along with the Democratic representatives telling them that what they did is not going to matter that much.
Well, I just wanted to bring that up. To me, I thought it was very interesting because
Well, I saw what was going on with it, and I saw it, and then it's not going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference.
Miss Jackson,
Nobody is really upset about that. What's going on?
Miss Jackson,
Yeah,
she gave a sterling lesson to that Solicitor General, and I'm telling you, bro, she let him have it. She gave him a history on the civil rights, voting rights, and cut his ass a new asshole. And I'm telling you, and then you had the person that was for, and she came out and she did the same thing. These black women, I'm patting them on the back. I'm standing and giving them a standing ovation.
I've been giving them a standing ovation. I remember a couple of weeks ago I said that Miss Jackson, Cassandra Jackson, is probably one of the smartest women and stuff that we got. She's been given her accolades. She is absolutely the smart one, some of the smartest women that we have out there. She's not a
It's
dumb
it's
person, and we ain't
it's
got a
just
whole lot of.
amazing.
We don't have a whole lot of dumb black women. It's not. I don't see a whole lot of dumb black women out there. Really, I don't. I don't see a whole lot of dumb ones. I see some of them that probably might have made, like my girl over here, Fannie Willis. She made a mistake and stuff by going with that old boy and stuff and everything. But she's not a dumb woman. She's a very, very smart woman. She just made a bad mistake. But other than that, I don't see any of our black women. Even our Vice President Harris and stuff and everything. She's a very smart woman. She just got in that situation and stuff that was overwhelming her, and she only had that short period of time in which to do something and everything. And I think if she had a chance to do a whole year of what she had done and stuff and everything, the outcome of this election stuff probably would have been a lot different if she has just a little more time. But
I agree.
I don't see a whole lot of people and stuff concerned about what's going on with that Louisiana case and stuff down there with the Supreme Court. I think probably what most people are looking at right now is what's going to happen when this tariff issue and stuff comes up. That's going to really, really, really tell a tale. If this man is allowed to do what he continue to do with this tariff shit and everything, we can forget it. It's going to tear this country up.
Well, getting back to your main story,
Yep,
what you was talking about earlier about they coming for us next.
yep.
What should we do?
Just like we talked, just like we said, stay your black tail out of the streets. Stay home and let them white folks handle it. They can dog the white people out, but they dogging us out there. I think it's a bad thing. Just stay home. Or if you're going to be involved in it, keep your head down, and keep going. Like our parents would tell us, just get home, son. All I want you to do is get home. Y'all, sir, no, sir. I can plow, sir. I can hoe, sir. Get home. Now we know, Ted, and when we were growing up, that uh, there was a building on 71st and State Street, police building on 71st and State Street. When I was growing up, you didn't need to go there. There's a whole lot of black folks died in that building, in the basement under that building. Come on, missing.
Yep.
Our own police did us that way. Bad. My parents would tell us, don't, if they take you down to 71st and State, you better be, you may not come out. You may not come out of that building.
Ed, I'm gonna tell you what the sad part about it. It kind of broke my heart. You had this, I don't know what he was, Indian or Pakistan, Egyptian. I don't know what he was. He was brown skinned though, but you can tell he was from another country, and he was one of the people that was coming against one of the voting rights, and he was over talking and disrespecting the jurors, the Supreme Court people, and trying to get his point across. And these new Americans don't understand what our people went through. They don't even understand it. All they know is, they living a good life. You know, They got their education, they got their law degree, they got their medical doctor's degrees and engineering degrees. And hey, more power to them. They came here and they educated themselves and disciplined themselves and making a little money. So therefore, hey, I want to save taxes and I want to do whatever, and live in this nice big house and all that. They do not have a clue and don't care. This country, Martin Luther King said this, is a racist country.
Mm-hmm.
He said this. So, you know, and racism is not all about I hate you and all that. But you got people that will smile in your face, stab you in your back. Bigots, you know, all of that, you know, discriminatory. You know, if you don't smile the right way, or if you don't behave the right way, or you raise your voice, or something like that, being a man. Like or, when they call you out your name, or maybe they don't call you out your name, but they might do something disrespectful and you don't, and you speak up for yourself. They don't understand that. I was listening to what's his name, Vidic, the one that's running for governor over there in Ohio. They called that man everything but a child of God. They must have called him a devil because he was talking in the what they call it, the turning point, and he was asking questions, and they was talking about his religion, Hindu. So how you call yourself an American? You're a Hindu. This is a Christian country. You ain't have no business. As far as I know, your religion is demon possessed. He just took it. This is the thing. I mean, what I'm saying is that these people will take a slap in the face and they don't care, and they're still, and knowing that these people do not like you. They do not like you. They don't respect your religion. So these are the kind of people, in our neighborhood. We call them Uncle Toms. We call them Coons. We call them Step and Fetch It and all of that. Now, we're supposed to get along with people. The Bible tells us, Jesus even told us, hey, love your neighbor as yourself. And you should do that. But when people disrespect you and people mistreat you, what you supposed to do? You supposed to let them keep on mistreating you? No. So this is what I'm saying. Just because now you got your little money and you got your couple of cars and some houses and maybe a nice little business, you think you done made it. They don't care if you was a multi-billionaire. You still gonna be called whatever they call you, and they're not gonna respect you. But
Mm-hmm.
they're a different kind of people, man. I don't understand some of these people from India and these people from um, wherever they come from, with the brown skin and all that and the straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever they come from, hey, God bless them. They out of that because if you could have made could you do the same thing in your own country? No, you couldn't. But our fathers laid the groundwork to this country. our ancestors laid the groundwork for this country. So we're in a different atmosphere now. When you look at one of these days, people need to go look at all the representatives and look at who's in office now. This is a melting pot, and it's melting because when you don't stand up for principles and justice and fairness, then you just sold out. You have to have some principles. And one of the main principles is that it can't be no hate or evilness towards other people.
Hmm.
Like I said, I ain't never had no white friend or a Caucasian friend. For
I
that
have.
matter, I've never had
I've had some Caucasian friends.
I've never. Oh, when you say friends, I'm talking about people that you hang out with. I don't hang out with
Yep.
no white folks.
I hang out. Used to hang out with them right there in college. I hang out with them. They hung out
Oh,
with me.
that's college. That's a different thing. I did that. That ain't no big
Yeah,
deal.
right. The way I had
But
friends.
I'm talking about just a regular life, and it's nothing personal against them or for them. What I'm saying is that all I'm saying is that you become friends with people that are nice to you, and you're nice to them. Now I know some white guys right now. When I used to go to the spa and everything, we have conversations and enjoy each other for a minute, and boom, 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 and we might even go out to for a cup of coffee or something or whatever. But that's fine. It ain't no hate there though. But what I'm saying is that when people will sell their soul because and don't realize that you are being discriminatory against and being disrespected, and when they talk about other people around you and make you feel as though you better than the other people that they talking about. See, that's what they tell these what I don't like to use the term Uncle Toms. You ain't like them. You better than them. So it just kind of just disheartening. I mean, we're looking at a whole different flavor across this country, and in so many ways we're losing out. I don't know how we're losing out, but I don't believe we're losing out because what we got now is an underground railroad now.
Why you say that?
Oh, that's what they're building, bro. That's what black folks building now.
But
Underground railroad.
why are you saying that now? I don't understand what's going on that you can say we still got the Underground Railroad.
Oh yeah, we're building an underground railroad. The concept is not the same, but it's different. But the concept is similar, but it's different.
In what way?
And the thing is that this is about survival. This is about uh, being in control. You don't want to be controlled. You want to be in control. So, and it's hard for me to believe that our ancestors were not in control because I've seen how much we have prospered. You know, there are people that make mistakes and do stupid stuff. Because the only thing they know is violence, or not that the only thing they know is violence, but they turn to violence because violence have come to them. But the point is, there are so many smart people that know uh, how to navigate themselves, and that's what exactly what everybody's doing now. They're knowing how to navigate and do, and I'm using that as a loosely term, but that's what we're doing. We're doing underground railroad. You laughing, but it's true. That's what's going on right now. A lot of people, you have to be in touch with a lot of these people that's doing these things. There's a lot of people that are doing things very powerful. The thing is that we are very powerful people. Those Latinos found out about it and they got mad and they decided they was going to vote against their own interests. That's why we where we at now. We tried to do a coalition with them, and they had a high percentage of voting for Trump.
So when did this coalition happen? When did we try to do this?
What do you mean?
When did we try to get this coalition with them?
Oh, you don't remember the Rainbow Coalition?
I don't remember having a coalition with Hispanics.
You don't remember the Rainbow Coalition?
That
What do you
wasn't
mean
just,
when?
but that wasn't just with Hispanics. That was with white people. That's why he called it the rainbow. That was with white people, black people, Indians, Africans, whatever. It was a hodgepodge of a whole lot of folks, not just white people, not just Hispanic people. It was
Okay, I'm not going to take that conversation any further. But anyway, like I said,
according to Mr. Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, it was a rainbow coalition. He wanted everybody in there, not just black, brown. He wanted white people too, Indians, whoever he can get. He was successful though. I think he was in that period of time and what he was doing. He was very successful at that.
but
But
there was a continuance.
but
And not only, it was a continuous to try to connect. And it was a continuous. Every time things came out of black folks' mouth, I'm talking about our leadership, they talked about what? Black and brown.
I don't hear that.
I've been hearing it for years.
I don't hear that.
Black and brown. I've been hearing it for 30 years, longer than that. Black and brown. So it was a really uh, continuous effort to connect.
I didn't
However,
hear. I didn't hear that. I don't. I didn't. I did not see that black and brown. I heard. I heard people talking about we should, but I never heard anyone who really actually uh, put forth that this is what we want to do. All of our leaders and stuff and everything always came about saying, "Well, just black people." They never. They tried to say, "Well, we're gonna have Hispanic folks in there," but there was never a real effort and stuff and everything to bring them into a coalition. Not a real effort. There was talk about it, but there was not a real effort, a concerted effort on both
well,
sides to do that.
what did I just say? What I said is what I said. I said that when black people were talking through the years, they always reference it black and brown.
But there wasn't an effort, and that's what I'm saying. There
That's
wasn't
not
an
the
effort to
issue.
do
That's
that.
that's not the issue. That's not what I'm
That's
talking
that
about.
is
What I'm
that's
talking
the
about,
issue. That's the issue
what
that
I'm
I
talking
looked at.
about is what I'm talking about is that our leaders, those people that were out there, when they would be on TV or radio, they would always say black and brown.
But there was no effort on their part to
That's
bring
not
in
the
a
issue. That's not
black
the
and
issue.
brown
What I'm saying is
coalition.
the black people the leadership was never saying just black people. That's all I'm saying. And what
Well,
and what the big talk
I
was,
that
what
was
the
just
big talk.
they were just playing lip service to that. Then there was
Well, that's
no
not
effort.
the issue. That's
No,
all I'm saying is that they weren't saying just black people. They said black and brown. And I used to always say, why are they keep on saying brown people when the Latinos don't ever say brown and black?
there were some out there who were trying to work whip up black folks and stuff out there who were trying to have a coalition and stuff with black people. There were some out there who were trying, making a strong effort and stuff to do it, but we didn't see it on our side. That was my opinion. Anyway, what else is going on here? Um,
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Stephen A. is getting stolen under the bus, bro. He messed with the wrong woman. Even Jasmine Crockett came back at him,
well,
and they got all kind
she
of
was
black
trying to
men.
dog Jasmine McCrockett out. He was the first one that started that with Jasmine Crockett. It wasn't Jasmine. He did that, and then
I
Jasmine
just
came
said
in and had to
that's
defend
exactly
herself.
right, and that's what I'm saying is that when he did that, everybody started stepping up for Jasmine Crockett, and then she made a put a statement out there. So I'm just saying, I wish I had the statement in front of me, but the point is that that boy, and then you know what he's getting ready to do now? He getting ready to go on tour with Bill O'Reilly and Cuomo.
That's understandable. That's understandable. What with the topics that he bringing up, that's understandable that he wants to do that. He wants to continue to get that $100 million, a contribution toward that $100 million contract that he got. Only way he can do that is to keep the white folks engaged, and that's what he's doing.
No, he's making money. He already got the
He
contract.
looking out for his pocketbook. That's
He
what he's
already got the
doing.
contract, bro. He already
But
got the
he's
hundred
looking
million
out. But
contract.
they can throw him out for that contract anytime because they throw black people
Oh
off
yeah,
like
and they're
that.
gonna have to pay him too.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to
No, they
pay
ain't
him.
got to pay him shit. They ain't got to pay him
Okay,
nothing if they
keep
get him
believing
for
that.
certain things.
Keep believing that.
No, he ain't. They ain't got to pay
Once you
him
sign a
nothing.
4-year contract, that money is yours.
No
They fire
shit,
you, they gotta
bullshit.
pay
They
you.
ain't. That wasn't
This right
no
here,
athletic.
this right
That
here is
was no.
about him
He ain't
making
no
money
damn
now.
athlete. He ain't no damn athlete. Where he got guaranteed money. That wasn't no guaranteed contract. Look at
I
the
don't
contract.
understand. You must understand what entertainment contracts is about.
That contract wasn't guaranteed.
You must don't understand what entertainment contracts is about.
It wasn't guaranteed.
When
He's
you
not
sign a
guaranteed that money.
contract, when you sign a contract for 4 years, they fire you. Now they can fire you for something that you've done. If you did
Absolutely.
some
So it ain't
nefarious.
guaranteed. So that
No,
means it
no,
ain't
I said
guaranteed.
something that you've done nefarious. But what
Well,
I'm
they can
saying is
always
they
get
can
him for
fire
something
you
that they can always
because you
get him.
got low ratings. Then if they fire you for low ratings, he's still getting paid.
They have they. I guarantee you, if you look at that kind, it's not guaranteed money. It didn't
Well, you
say he
can't
had
guarantee me a
guaranteed.
damn thing because you don't know. You don't know.
It wasn't guaranteed. If there was
I'm just
guaranteed
telling you.
money, they would have said he got a guaranteed contract, but he doesn't.
This ain't
He
no.
ain't
He
got
ain't
no
no sports
guaranteed
person.
money.
He's an entertainer.
They don't give
He's a
folks like him
sportscaster.
in the media a guaranteed contract. Now they give ball players one, but they don't give them
Well,
guaranteed
all I know
contract.
is that I have heard many of people that get fired from the TV stations and sportscasters, and they got their check.
He doesn't. They don't give people like him guaranteed contracts.
Okay, keep on saying that. Keep on. This ain't the
They
30s and
don't give
40s, bro.
him. They don't give people
This
like
ain't
him
the 30s
guaranteed
and 40s,
contracts.
Ed. This ain't the 30s and 40s.
He don't give
This is
people like him
2025, bro.
guaranteed contracts. They
Ain't
don't.
nobody signed no damn contract. In 4 years is 4 years.
He
That's a
ain't got. I
guarantee.
guarantee you, he ain't got no guarantee contract. Look, I'm gonna go look it up. I bet you he doesn't have a guaranteed contract. I'm gonna look it up, and I'll come back tomorrow and we'll discuss it. But I guarantee you, he doesn't have a guaranteed contract. I'm gonna look it up. It should be public record out there.
Okay, you
Anyway,
made your statement. Look it up. Conversation
I
over.
am. I am. I'm gonna come back
Anyway,
tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, or
all right,
I'll text it
Ed.
to you. I'll
Okay,
text it to
Ed.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You prove you.
Oh,
You said you're gonna
okay.
look it up.
Well,
I'm telling you this. It's 4 years. They fire. They
he
fire
can say
Lamar. You're
whatever they
gonna have to
want.
pay
It
him.
can be 2 years, but I bet you it ain't guaranteed. Uh, there is. I hate to say this. I'm not going to even talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it because it may or may not be true.
What else you got here?
Well, this is about the National Football League and all the money that they're paying these black stars. Now, I mean, we won't even throw that out there because it's very, very controversial. I won't throw it out. Anyway, what else is going on out there in sports?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
What you
man,
talking about?
let
You
me
gonna
see.
throw out?
Uh, man, what the heck? The girl,
What you talking about?
Stephanie
You gonna
Goff.
want to throw it out?
Stephanie Goff, the tennis player and stuff, got a huge contract with some company and stuff out there. I'm trying to think of who it was, but she has one of the biggest daggone contracts with this company as a ad person and stuff for this company and stuff. I'm trying to think of who in the heck it was, but she signed a big contract with them. I think 50 or 60 million dollars, and the tennis player, the young black girl, Goff. She has a huge contract and stuff. I'm trying to think of who the company and stuff is, but it was something that had never happened before. And this company usually doesn't sign big contract with athletes, but they did. She got a 50 or 60 million dollar contract to advertise their products. I'll bring it up. It's what I don't want to throw this out there to you because it's so daggone controversial and everything because it's from at least 4 or 5 different people out there and stuff who are talking about black folks and the National Football League.
Well, they call them slaves.
I didn't want to say that, but go ahead. I didn't want to say that.
See, here, I was thinking about that today because, I listen to Dr. Carr all the time, as much as I can anyway. And very smart guy, very smart. I mean, he got a memory. He knows his stuff in black history. He knows stuff in business, all of that. And he knows all the people. I don't agree. I don't agree what he's saying. And let me tell you why. And I'm going to just use myself as an example. When I was coming up, you know, as far as education wasn't stressed. Just get a high school degree, get a job. But, as far as education and where you're gonna go and all that, back then, I'm just that old. The best jobs that you can get at that time when I was a little kid was a police officer, post office, and a teacher. Those are the 3 best jobs that you can get at that time as a black person. Wasn't thinking about no lawyer, no accountant, no none of that. Engineer. So, you sit there and you look at that and you don't know what you want to be as a little kid, 10, 11 years old. And I fell in love with basketball at 10, 11 years old when I saw the Harlem Globetrotters. Didn't know how to play nothing. Only thing I did was at that time, the big thing was running track and baseball. I didn't like baseball. At least I put it like this: I couldn't play baseball because I couldn't hit. So, so the point is that and boxing was a big thing when I was coming up. We're talking about in the '60s, early '60s. And so I used to go to Archie Moore Gym in Chicago and try learn how to box and stuff. And you're thinking about being running track because that was a big thing back then. You know, and being a boxer, baseball player, and basketball at that time was really we're talking over 50 years ago, wasn't really much of nothing. It was
Get to
some
the point.
college
Get
ball
to the
players
get to
around.
about National Football League and being slaves.
No, what I'm saying is that as a young kid, just me myself, I ain't talking about all the other kids. Those aspirations, because I read about all the boxers, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Archie Moore. I read about Roy Campanelli and all of them. Read their stories and how they made it. They seemed like they were superhuman to me. But inside of me saying, hey, maybe I can do that. So that's what I'm saying. So now you what you do is you train as a young kid. You don't know, nobody ain't never took me by the arm and say, hey, I'm gonna be your mentor, I'm gonna do this for you and help you do this and develop your skills and all that. I had to teach myself the little bit I knew. But deep down inside, I had aspirations to play pro ball. So the time came, come to find out, a lousy rookie contract in '71 was only $12,000. With no money. You can make that money working.
I'm trying to figure out what you're saying have to do with the National Football League and them being calling that a slave
I'm
camp.
talking about the pros. They have come so far when they were. Do you know Curt Flood?
I
Do you
absolutely
know?
know who Curt Flood
Do
is.
you know?
He's the
Do you
father
know
of
Oscar
free
Robertson?
agency.
Do
He
you
is
know
Curt
Oscar
Flood, the
Robertson?
father of free agency.
Right. Do you know Oscar Robertson?
Oscar Robertson, 1950s. He played basketball. God.
There you go. Oscar Robertson did the same thing. And now these players, when they were only making pennies, nickels, and dimes, That's why some young whippersnapper called it the old time basketball players plumbers and carpenters because they was only making five. Go back and look at their salaries. Some of them guys was only making $6,000 a year.
That was a lot of money back then.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
They're making a lot of money back then.
Are you?
Just playing,
Oh man,
just
I don't
playing
want to even go
basketball
there with
for
you,
just
bro.
playing
What
basketball
are you
for
talking
three
about?
months.
You had
Just playing
entertainers, you
basketball
had
for 3 months.
actors
But
making
I'm
$1
just
million
asking
a
you, what
year.
all that got to do with today in the year
I'm telling you right now. The
2025?
point is, it is a sector. It is a sector. It's about making money to make money. What do you
But
think
that,
these players are doing now? They're
but that,
branding themselves.
what does that have to do with them saying that the National
I'm telling
Football
you
League
now.
is a slave
I
camp?
just told you. The whole purpose of these people when they played basketball, even back then, they can say, "Hey, I can get me a better job. I can go work for the insurance company, or I can be a top salesperson. I can be a representative to this company." And so they'll give them a $20,000 contract to do those things back in those days. But now these people are multi-millionaires. Some of them are billionaires, and they're a slave. Get the hell out of here. Kiss my ass.
Yes, they're a slave. That man, he
Kiss
got me to
my
he got
ass.
me
And one of these
me to
days, I'm gonna
thinking. He
call
got me to
Carl
thinking
and
about
call him
that.
on the carpet.
That's why I said he got me to thinking about it. It was very controversial, but he got me to thinking. He had a very unique outlook on what was going on, and I
Well,
was
he can have all our
and I
unique
got
he
me and
won't.
he got
But
me
I'm
to
gonna tell you
thinking.
right now, ain't no corporation gonna pay the average Negro no $5-10 million.
Yes, they did.
Who?
Nike paying Michael Jordan that kind of money.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
He's
minute.
not even playing sports anymore.
What in the hell are you
And
talking
they
about,
paying him
Ed?
that kind of money.
I said,
You just said ain't no
Ed, I
corporation paying nobody
said,
that kind of
Ed,
money. But
what are
they
you
are.
talking about? What are
They
you
are
talking
paying
about?
him
I
a lot of
said,
money.
what corporation is going to pay a black man working in the corporate world 10 or $15 million?
Michael Jordan working
I
in
ain't
the
talking
corporate
about
world.
Michael Jordan.
I'm talking about Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael, that makes
I
Michael
just
Jordan a
proved
slave,
what you
then,
said is
don't it?
wrong.
Don't that make Michael Jordan
I
a
just
slave?
proved what you said is wrong.
That makes Michael Jordan a slave. He making $1 million,
I just
so
proved
Michael
what you
Jordan is
said
a
is wrong.
slave.
They paying him all kind of
What are
money,
you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm
he ain't
talking
played a
about the
lick of bat.
corporate
He
world.
ain't played a lick of
They will
basketball, and I
not
don't
pay
know
the
when.
black man,
And
the
he's a
average black
businessman.
man, no 200 or 300, even
He
a
he
four, five
is
hundred
a
thousand dollars.
businessman, and a
Get the
corporation is
hell out of
paying
here.
him.
Get the hell out of here. I don't know what you're talking about. You never worked for the
A
You
corporation
never
is
worked for
paying him.
corporations.
A corporation is paying him.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Final word, sir, because we passed our hour here. Final word. Give me a final word here.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Final word. You know what
My
is the
final
final word?
word is I work for five 100 corporations, and
and
they
my
all
final
full of shit.
and my final word is Michael Jordan is getting paid
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
five hundred million
That's
dollars a year,
There's a whole
and they
bunch of
paying
them
him
making a
all kind
bunch
of
of
money.
money.
And he ain't played a lick of basketball. A corporation is paying him. Anyway, folks, we see you guys tomorrow. We have our controversy going on all the time, people. So get ready.
And y'all ain't
Now,
slaves. Let me tell you that right now.
I'm looking for you all to have some comment about what Mr. Harvey just said about playing basketball and making money and all this other stuff. I want to see some comments out there.
You ain't gonna see no comments because they know.
Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.